The 90s were a golden age of gaming, with a lot of classic titles releasing in the decade. Here is my list for the 7 most memorable. Please feel free to comment your 7 most memorable games below. Kicking things off is Half-Life, a game that redefined storytelling in first-person shooters. Developed by Valve and released in 1998, Half-Life didn't rely on cutscenes to tell its story. Instead, it put players in the shoes of Gordon Freeman, a theoretical physicist battling through the Black Mesa facility after a science experiment goes horribly wrong. Its immersive world-building and seamless narrative set a new standard for FPS games. Valve would go on to build a massive empire, with Half-Life serving as the foundation for future successes like Counter-Strike and Half-Life 2. At number 2, Command & Conquer, released in 1995 by Westwood Studios, defined the real-time strategy genre. Players commanded armies, built bases, and fought for resources in a fast-paced, tactical environment. Its multiplayer mode allowed friends to go head-to-head, laying the groundwork for modern esports. The Command & Conquer franchise continued to grow, with spin-offs like Red Alert adding more humor and alternative history scenarios to the mix. Without Command & Conquer, the RTS genre wouldn't be what it is today. When you think of real-time strategy games, Age of Empires 2 often comes to mind. Released in 1999 by Ensemble Studios, this game refined the RTS formula with its deep mechanics, massive civilizations, and a focus on historical accuracy. Players could build empires, research technologies, and command armies across multiple ages. It introduced a balance of strategy and storytelling that kept players coming back for more. Its impact is still felt today, with a definitive edition released in 2019 and active competitive communities worldwide. Doom burst onto the scene in 1993, developed by ID Software, and changed gaming forever. As a space marine fighting hordes of demons, players experienced fast-paced, adrenaline-fueled action. But Doom wasn't just a game, it was a cultural phenomenon. It popularized first-person shooters, introduced multiplayer deathmatches, and gave birth to a modding community that's still active today. Without Doom, the FPS genre as we know it wouldn't exist. In 1996, Blizzard Entertainment released Diablo, a game that combined action-packed dungeon crawling with addictive loot mechanics. Players descended into hell itself to battle hordes of demons, all while upgrading their gear and leveling up their character. Diablo practically invented the loot-driven RPG genre, and its multiplayer functionality laid the groundwork for modern online gaming. The franchise remains one of Blizzard's most successful, with Diablo 4 continuing the legacy today. Starcraft, also developed by Blizzard and released in 1998, took the RTS genre to new heights. With its engaging story of intergalactic warfare between the Terrans, Protoss, and Zerg, it combined narrative depth with complex strategy gameplay. Starcraft became a cornerstone of esports, particularly in South Korea, where it sparked a professional gaming movement. Its balance and gameplay design are still studied today, and its sequel, Starcraft 2, remains a competitive staple. Rounding out our list is Baldur's Gate, released in 1998 by BioWare. Based on the Dungeons & Dragons rule set, this RPG offered players an expansive world to explore, a deep story filled with memorable characters, and tactical, party-based combat. Its dialogue trees and moral decision-making set a new standard for storytelling in RPGs. Baldur's Gate was a massive success and revived interest in computer role-playing games. Its sequel, Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of AMN, built upon its success, and the series remains influential to this day, inspiring modern hits like Divinity, Original Sin, and Baldur's Gate 3. These 7 games not only defined the 1990s but also left a lasting legacy that continues to influence gaming today. From immersive storytelling to groundbreaking mechanics, each of these titles has its place in gaming history. Please comment your 7 picks below. As for me, this is where I get off.